everyone, welcome to the Year of Yoga. My name is Kassandra from Yoga with Kassandra, and today we're going to do a 10-minute hip release. It'll be focusing a lot more on stretching rather than strengthening, so a yin style practice without the long hold, so we won't be holding it for much more than a minute on each side. Have a couple props close by just in case you need them. I'm going to have one block and that should be more than enough. So we're going to start off in square pose, so seated up nice and tall. Let's bring our right ankle over the top of the left knee. So right knee ends up being over the top of the left ankle. This might look different from person to person, so if it's not quite there, you might notice that your knees are hovering off the floor. And if that's the case, you can always prop a block in between so you have more support. Eventually, they'll start to open up and lower a little bit more from here. So start by sitting up nice and tall, and we're going to come into a twist. You should already be feeling this into the outer edges of your hips. Just inhale, lift the chest up and lengthen. And then exhale, start to twist over towards your right foot. So twisting to the left. We're going to bring our right elbow to the inside of that right foot, making a fist with your right palm. Place the left hand over the top of your knuckles and press the palms in towards each other to open the chest even more. Take 5 steady, slow breaths in and out through the nose, pulling the lower belly in and up, drawing the shoulder blades down the back so the neck has plenty of space. Gently inviting the hips to open up a little bit more. Really slowly release fingertips to the floor to help the chest come all the way back up. And let's switch sides. So you'll need to bring your palms back behind you, and before we do the other side, maybe just let your knees fall. And so this time, right shin, right leg is down, and you're going to stack your left ankle over the top of your right knee. So left knee ends up being over the top of the right ankle. Feel free to prop yourself up with a block or two. Try to get your shins stacked one over the other. And we're going to twist to the right over towards our left foot. So inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, spin over towards that left foot. Coming into our twist a little deeper. Left elbow to the inside of the sole of that left foot. Make a fist, bring your right palm to the knuckles, press them in towards each other to lift and twist a little deeper. And the more you're able to pull the lower belly in and up, the easier this twist will be and the better it will feel. No tension in the jaw, just staying nice and soft. Take your last 2 full, steady breaths here. Carefully come out of the pose, fingertips to the floor. Unwind, and once more you can do that same windshield wiper motion, dropping the knees side to side. And we're going to come into our tabletop pose on our hands and knees. Setting ourselves up for lizard pose. Maybe pad your left knee, just because we are here for a little while, so you can double up your mat. And we're going to step our right foot to the outer edge of our right hand. So both palms, both arms are to the inside of that right thigh. You're going to need to pick up your right toes off the floor and externally rotate your right hip. So the right hip, the knee, and the ankle all press over towards the right side of your mat. Sole of the foot is no longer down on the floor. You're rolling to the blade of that right foot. You can either choose to stay up on your palms, come down on a block, or down onto the forearms. Your knee is bent at about a 90-degree angle. Foot is flexed to help protect the knee. Take 5 breaths here. Breathing deeply into the hips and into the lower back. So if you were down on your forearms, you'll just need to come back up onto the palms. Nothing changes in our right leg. We're gonna keep it exactly as it is right now, but we're gonna take a quad stretch. So lean onto your left hand and reach your right arm back. So as if you were opening up into a twist and pulling that right shoulder back behind you. And just like a hamstring curl, you need to engage the muscles in the hamstrings to pull that left foot in. Once you have a hold of it, then you can pull it a little closer towards the glute. Try not to let your hips come up to meet the heel. Keep them pressing down and get your heel in towards you. Staying in this twist, so right shoulder draws back. 3 breaths. Start to look down at the floor. Carefully let go of your back foot. Both hands to the ground, step back into your tabletop pose. Unfold your mat if that's what you were doing. Before we do the other side, let's take a child's pose. Big toes together, knees as wide as you would like them to be. Hips reach towards the heels, palms forward. 5 breaths here. And back into our tabletop pose. Maybe pad your right knee this time by doubling up your mat or putting a blanket underneath it. Step your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Bend into your left knee so the hips can press forward and down. We're going to lift our left toes off the mat and start to press and roll your left knee open so you're rolling to the outer edge of your left foot. Hips are still pressing forward. Choose if you want to stay up on your palms, on a block, or lowering down to the forearms. We want to take this completely out of the upper back, out of the neck. Make this count for your hips and lower body. So don't overcompensate by tensing up other muscles that really don't need to be working right now. If you are down on your forearms, lift back up onto the hands. We're going to take our quad stretch with a twist, so lean onto your right hand, extend your left arm back to open the chest, and then bend the right knee, catch a hold of the foot, and start to pull it in towards the glutes, without letting your hips lift up any higher than they were when you were folding forward. Maintain the expansion in the chest. Let's look down at the floor. Release the hold of the back foot. We're coming back into that wide-legged child's pose. Take your time to get there. No need to rush. Unfold the mat. Big toes together, knees wide. Palms stretching forward. 5 breaths. Let's walk the palms in, lift the chest. Swing your legs forward and lower all the way down onto your back. We'll take our final pose before we come into Shavasana, taking reclined butterfly. So soles of the feet will come together to touch, knees drop away and down towards the floor. Feel free to put a block under each knee here if this pose feels uncomfortable for the lower back. And maybe just rest the palms on the belly so you can focus on the inhale and the exhale. Relaxing the muscles around the eyes and around the jaw. letting go of the need to work or be tense. Try to get gravity to do all of the work for you. This pose feels restorative enough for you to serve as Shavasana, your final resting pose. You're more than welcome to stay this way. Otherwise, you can use your hands to bring the knees back in towards each other and just straighten the legs down on the floor. Go ahead and take up some space. Palms face up towards the sky, drawing the shoulders down and away from the ears. And notice how your hips and your lower back feel now, as opposed to when you first stepped onto your mat. Come back to whatever breath is natural to you. So this is where I will leave you, but I welcome you to stay here for as long as you would like. And when you are ready to get on with your day, just do so slowly and mindfully. No need to rush. Thank you so much. Namaste.